Aaron Rodgers will no longer be throwing to Davante Adams. I don't think that Rodgers is a postseason quarterback. I don't think they're real Super Bowl contenders. I don't think the Packers are as good at the football business as they get credit for, and I don't think that these moves will age well. The internet had some fun with this news last night. If you were on Twitter, the memes were flying around. The Green Bay Packers traded Davante Adams to the Las Vegas Raiders for a first and a second round pick in the 2022 NFL draft. Now, did they get what he's worth back? Those are good picks, yes, but they also gained $20 million in cap space by dealing him because he was on the franchise tag, but they lost the best receiver in the NFL. 238 passes caught, 29 touchdowns over the last two seasons. So replacing someone like Davante Adams is more than a tall task. It's basically impossible. And this move aside, I already felt like the Packers were not going to be in the Super Bowl conversation last year. In fact, I think that the way that the Packers season ended is not getting the criticism that it properly deserves. It was a total, utter collapse of catastrophic proportions, not just because of all of the drama, which I do think adds an extra layer to their season. When you have the back-to-back MVP, when you have the roster that the Packers had, when you're the number one seed in the NFC and it ends that way, and then you essentially try to run it back again after the amount of evidence that we've seen from Aaron Rodgers in the postseason since the Super Bowl, I just feel like this is it. I felt like if Aaron Rodgers stayed, this was going to be his legacy. Do you all have a chance to win a Super Bowl if you have Aaron Rodgers on your team? Of course. But when you have a certain amount of evidence, when you have a sample size of a significant amount, and you consistently see things over and over and over again, and as we know, each team is different year to year, you have to start making some healthy assumptions about how things are going. At this point, the Jordan Love pick might go down as one of the worst draft picks in the history of the NFL when you consider all of the fallout that came from it. And I was originally on Aaron Rodgers' side with that. I thought it was egregious the way that the Green Bay Packers handled it, which is why I mentioned a few moments ago. I don't think that the Packers get criticized properly, get critiqued properly. I don't think they're as good at the business side of football as they get credit for. They're a great brand, a huge brand, amazing fan base. But do they do enough winning for the praise that they get? I don't think that they do. And I don't think Aaron Rodgers gets critiqued for the postseason performances that he has the way that other quarterbacks would get critiqued. And now you lose Davante Adams. So where does this leave you? Who is he throwing to? We saw in the playoffs this year, he didn't trust anyone else that was there. So what weapons do you have? How did you improve this offseason? All you really did was bring Aaron Rodgers back with a new contract. Sorry to our radio listeners, but these are the Packers receivers under contract right now. Allen Lazard, Randall Cobb, Amari Rodgers, Malik Taylor. No disrespect, but Davante Adams is the best receiver in the league. That's why he just got the contract that he got. But they're not really in the Super Bowl conversation. Will they win their division? Probably. That's nice. Will they get a home field advantage? Probably. That's nice. They'll probably win another 13 games. And that's wonderful. And Aaron Rodgers is back-to-back MVP, and he's an incredible talent and a first-ballot Hall of Famer, and no one is denying how great he is. But the postseason has to matter when you have this level of talent and when you have the expectations that you have. And when you lose someone like Davante Adams, I can't just in good faith keep considering you to be real contenders. I saw how the season ended with him there. Now he's not there. How do you replace that talent? Wide receivers are an absolute premium at this point in the NFL. The way that the game has changed, you have to have a number one wide receiver. Now, it seems as if he didn't want to be there anymore, and that is why he is now with the Raiders. I think some of this probably started last year when they didn't get a deal done, which is, again, on the front office and not entirely on Aaron Rodgers. So that's where I am with the Green Bay Packers right now. I felt like if Aaron stayed, they were out of the Super Bowl conversation to begin with, sort of after the way the season ended, I guess, because Aaron staying or going wasn't going to change what this roster was, the salary cap situation that they were in, and what they were going to be able to do moving forward. Maybe I could have been swayed if Davante stayed, but he is gone, and that is a talent you cannot afford to lose in today's NFL. So moving forward, We'll see. They'll win some games. They'll make some regular season noise. Aaron Rodgers, I'm sure, will be on his roller coaster of emotions and quotes. And personally, I'm off. I've exited. I'm getting off of the Ferris wheel. Whatever ride Aaron Rodgers had us on, now that we have the answers, I'm off of it. And I'm also off the Green Bay Packers being serious contenders. You have to evaluate where you are. And unless they make some move that is under the rug, and listen, this has been a wild free agency period. Maybe they have something up their sleeve. I don't see it, and I don't see them as true contenders next year with the way that the roster's set up, and Aaron Rodgers at this point is not a postseason quarterback. The numbers reflect it, and at some point, we have to just accept that that's what it is. Can he potentially win again? Of course. They're a championship-winning organization, but it's been a while, and his playoff numbers are nothing to write home about. Again, 7-9 in the playoffs since winning the Super Bowl, 63.8 completion percentage, 96.5 passer rating. We can look at the numbers. We can look at the results and have an honest conversation about where the Packers are and what Aaron Rodgers has been in the postseason. All right, Baker Mayfield. So the drama continues. Baker Mayfield never understood the assignment. Never understood the assignment. So he is a cautionary tale at this point of what the standard is for quarterbacks in today's era of power with franchise quarterbacks. This is what you don't do if you come in as the number one overall pick and you're a franchise quarterback. First of all, you only have as much power as your talent. We all know that. The tolerance and the talent are on a constant scale. And when one leans the other way, things start to change and the dynamics in the room are different. Getting along with people is generally a smart way to go through life. It's fun to be feisty. Believe me, I've had plenty of battles. But at some point, as an adult, as a grown-up, you find that things just go easier if you just try to get along with people. Just try to make things a little smoother. You don't have to get a beer with everyone you work with. Just get along. Find a way to make things work. Find a way to make the room a little lighter. When you're the franchise quarterback, you also can't ride out every day with that whole underdog story. Nobody believes in me. I always have to overcome. You're the number one pick in the NFL draft and a Heisman Trophy winner. The whole underdog story, you can keep that for the gym, for when you're lifting weights and such, but your persona has to adjust. When you're on every other commercial, I don't need to hear about your underdog story. You've arrived. Now you have to move differently. Now the expectations for your behavior is different. Now your responsibilities are different. You're not overcoming. You're not walking on. You're a franchise quarterback. You represent $1 billion organization. And you speak for thousands of other people in the building. You represent the energy in the building. And that's why Baker never understood the assignment. So where are we now? He's asked for a trade. He's requested a trade from the Browns, told Schefter it's in the best interest of both sides for Cleveland to split with their quarterback. It's the mutual interest of both sides for us to move on. The relationship has gone too far to mend. We have to move on. However, the Browns have informed Baker Mayfield they are not accommodating his request. What does that mean? That's the biggest tell in this whole situation. Matthew Stafford asks to leave. They oblige him. Russell Wilson asks to leave. Where is he now? The Denver Broncos. Those are franchise quarterbacks. Those are guys that did everything they could in the building to make things easier, even when they were losing. Those are guys that overcame. Go Hawks. Represented the organization. Didn't fight with reporters. Those things matter. People remember that stuff. So when you ask for a trade, they say, you know what? We're not going to fight with you. We're not going to make things ugly. We're not going to live in dysfunction. You can move on. We'll figure it out. Are the Seahawks in a better situation without Russell Wilson? No, they are not. Are the Lions in a better situation? Not really, even with Jared Goff, which was a pretty good trade. Them not accommodating Baker's request for a trade is the biggest tell in all of this. Because they're willing to say, you're not that good to ask for a trade. And he's not. When you look at the entirety of Baker's career, when you really look at the numbers, he has had one good season. It's right there, 2020. Now, we're not just going to take that out. He does have talent. He does have capabilities. When he is healthy, when the roster is great, he can win. We've seen it. It's right there. But when anything is shaky, when everything starts to fall apart, what happens? So the entirety of his career means he's a completely average quarterback, which is what the Browns just told you. Not just because they were talking about and trying to get Deshaun Watson, but because he asked for a trade and they said no. What are you going to do? What if we start Case Keenum and he gets us to the playoffs? That's the worst case scenario for Baker Mayfield. That means you're just the same as your backup. So do I think that Baker Mayfield is a starting quarterback in the league? Yes. Is he going to get another opportunity somewhere? Yes. But self-awareness goes a long way. And trust me, I've had plenty of years where I had absolutely no self-awareness whatsoever. I was a jerk. My brother will happily tell you, anyone who knows me in my early 20s, unbearable, okay? But I did not have control of $1 billion organization. I did not represent thousands of people. At some point, you've got to understand the assignment. You've got to step up and be a franchise guy. Asking for a trade because things got spicy. It's just not how it's going to work. You've got to fight your way through, use that underdog mentality at home, and figure out a way to represent the organization properly in front of the camera and on the field.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.